I was a beautiful, arms wide open, happy, happy child. When I was 17 months old, my mother still had to prop me up on the couch with pillows so that I wouldn't roll off and I couldn't fall down. I would sit there all day, every day, singing to myself, chattering with anyone who would come by, happy as could be. Later, my mom could stand me up on a stool with a bottle of Windex and a full roll of paper towels, and I would clean a single window, singing and chattering to myself for hours, perfectly content. And then, in the middle of one night, I woke up screaming from a horrible, horrible nightmare. Shaking, terrified, crying. And you moms know that a child who is stubborn can scream and cry for a long, long, long time. But no one came to comfort me. I was 3 years old. So in my little flannel-footed pajamas, now holding a very soggy teddy bear, I padded to my mom's bedroom, but the door was closed. In fact, it was locked, and I didn't even know my mom's room had a lock. So for a moment, I thought something was really, really wrong. So crying, I pounded on the door and I called out to my mom, but she didn't answer. I didn't know what else to do. So I kicked and I called out, but my mom didn't answer. Eventually, I realized that there were voices on the other side of the door. At first, there were whispers. Then there were shouting whispers. And then there were sobs. And then there was more. My father was there. In my memory, at the time, my father was a shadowy figure who would appear from time to time. And in some ways, he was my hero. He'd let me sit on his foot as he walked around the apartment. Or he'd take me with him when he'd go out and he'd sit me up on a bar, in a bar, eating pigskins with hot sauce and sipping beer. But he was also a man that frightened me. So in the moment outside that door, I calmed myself down and I listened. I could hear my mom begging and pleading to get to me. I heard her crying and sobbing. I heard her clawing and fighting to get to me, and I heard my father fighting back. He was hurting my mom because I was outside that door crying. He was hurting her because I was scared. He was hurting my mom because I needed her. And since that night, I have never been the same. That night I learned that if someone cared about me, they would suffer and they would feel pain. I learned that no matter how hurt and scared I was, no one would be there for me, not even my mom. I learned that no matter how hurt and how scared I got, I should feel terribly, terribly alone, because if I ask you to be there for me, I am asking you to be hurt and scared, and when you got injured, it would be all my fault. All my life, I waited for a fairy tale mother who would appear, wave her magic wand, and make my life easy. I wanted a mom who could kiss my bruises and make all the pain go away. But that fairy tale mom never came. Instead, for years, I cried, I spit, I kicked, I fought, I pounded, and I screamed, waiting for my life to get better. And it didn't. But eventually, thanks to some really good counseling, I came to accept how much I hated feeling so angry and so hurt and so abandoned all the time. More importantly, I came to understand that I could never, ever change my past, but I could change me. I will always be, at my core, a frightened little girl in flannel-footed pajamas holding on tight to a soggy teddy bear. To deny this would be a lie. But that reality is incomplete. I think reality can be revised. I think it can be improvised. So now every day that I'm alive, I choose laughter. I choose joy, and I choose love. I choose to listen and to care and to trust, and I choose to be someone that I genuinely like. These are not hats that I put on or faces that I wear. And in truth, sometimes I choose better than others because I am a work in progress. But I am reclaiming that eyes wide open, happy, happy child. At times, I still love to sing, and at times, I still love to chatter. But still, sometimes, to this day, I feel terribly, terribly alone. It doesn't mean that I am, and it doesn't mean that I have to be. In truth, I am surrounded by women who are, in part, like me, little girls holding on to soggy teddy bears. Intelligent, kind, courageous women. Beautiful, strong, and compassionate women. Trust me, flannel-footed pajamas or no, you are not, and you too never have to be alone. Choose. Please choose, because your reality is up to you.